Oh! Tired of dealing with this shit. Literally. Dealing with frame rate drops, this stupid ass boss that got freaking range out the ass and a horrible camera. Can I get one thing for me to work right in this game? How the hell does Miyazaki get sucked off? Literally.
Okay, so I didn't get a lot of sleep last night after I ended my first session of playing that Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. We all know it released yesterday, and a lot of people was playing it. I guess this is gonna be my first impressions of what I think about it, and just some things that I have to say after playing this junk last night. I mean, where do I even begin, dude? So yeah, this DLC, as far as from a visual standpoint, this junk looks amazing. I forgot how good this game looks like. Like the just the visuals and the graphics you're seeing in this junk and how the environments look like and the world, it looks incredible. I love the way this game looks. It looks better than I remember it looking. Open world exploration again, and I said this in my Elden Ring review. Like, I don't know how they did it in a time to where a lot of open world games today burn me out, and they say you have this vast open world of all these things that you can do, but the world is not interesting. It's completely opposite in this game. You actually look forward to exploring in this game. It feels refreshing, it feels cozy, it just feels comfy exploring the world of Elden Ring and this DLC, and you look forward to finding new locations, and it just never gets boring and kind of like overwhelming how it does versus in a lot of other open world games. I have to give credit to that. I don't know how they did it. This is one of the few games to where you can be completely at peace and relax, just exploring the beautiful worlds and environments that they have in this game, and then all of a sudden it can just get to pure rage and toxicity. Like, the way that they balance those two out, props to that. I want to be precise and specific with the things that I'm about to say, because I don't want to see no From Soft stands try to, because you know how these From Software stands are. These suckers act like these games have no flaws about them. Like, everything is perfect in these games, and if you have complaints about it, you will just suck and you need to get good. I want to be very specific with the things that I'm about to say, because I've been hearing a lot of people say that this DLC is hard and this DLC is difficult. And yeah, that's true. I mean, we know what should come with playing a Souls game. I feel like if we've been playing Souls games for the past 5+ years, we all know what is accustomed with playing a Souls games. There are going to be times to where you are raging. There are going to be times to where you might throw a controller. There are going to be times to where you might say a F-bomb or two. There are going there are going to be times to where you are seeing a challenging boss fight or whatever in this game. In this DLC, it's different, in my opinion. This DLC doesn't even feel fair. Like, at this point, this DLC doesn't even feel like balanced. It kind of just feels like Miyazaki and his team was just in a room and was just like, how can we make this DLC as difficult as humanly possible for our fans? Let's just try to make this as toxic and as difficult as as it ever has been, and just try to make this junk just like overly, like, I feel like they're trying to like outdo what a Souls game is. Like, you know how when someone is like, I don't know, just I'm trying to come up with some type of example. You know how when like someone is like really good at like singing, and like you know that they're good at singing, and then like they're singing on the mic and he or she is just killing that song, but then like at the end of the song they are going like they're like carrying on a note, and you're just thinking like, I like you're waiting for it to end. That's the only example I could think. Bro, it's freaking early. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep. That's the example that I kind of look at with this game. It's a Souls game. This is like, you know, this is a From Software Souls game. So we all know that they are the kings of doing this junk. But this DLC just kind of feels like they're trying to like outdo themselves or something, or just trying to prove like, oh, we can, you know, we are the best at making these hard games and we'll prove it to you. Like, that's what it feels like, because this junk does not feel fair. It doesn't feel balanced. Damn near every enemy in this game, it doesn't matter if you are going against a boss, it don't matter if you're going against a mini boss, it don't matter if you're going against just a freaking random ass creature that's in the environment. Damn near every enemy in this game can kill you in 2 or 3 hits. The damage that these suckers are doing to you versus the damage you are doing to them is insane. Your build don't even really matter in this DLC. It don't matter if you're playing this junk and you're like level 102 versus you're playing this junk and you're like level 346. Like, I guess I kind of get it, because as you go into this DLC, it's almost like everyone is on like the same playing field. Like, it don't matter how high level you are and like what your strength is or your health, like you're going to die. Like, you're going to die. So they did it to where you have to find these, like, I think they're called scadu tree fragments or something, and these other things you have to find. I forgot what they're called, but as you find more and more of them, it like negates the damage that you take, you know, when you get hit in this DLC, and you do more damage on hits in this DLC, and they're supposed to be scattered around the world. And these are the things you are supposed to find to, you know, not have this DLC be as unforgiving as it is. This idiot right here, this absolute abomination of a species, of a Souls creature, of a Souls boss in this game. This dude right here is, quite frankly, one of the most toxic bosses in a Souls game that I have ever had the non-privilege of going against. Nothing about this boss is fun. His moveset sucks. He sucks. His name sucks. The place where you're fighting him sucks. Like, his range is insane. He has no weakness. He never stops attacking. This is the first boss of this DLC. And you don't even know what the boss is doing most times, because his moves are so hard to like telegraph. You literally don't know what you're looking at sometimes. And what makes it even worse is his range is insane. When you think you are safe and you have safe distance with this thing is able to literally stretch across the damn screen and somehow still hit you very quickly. So you're never safe. They gave this man damn near everything. Like, he can do any and everything to hit you and to make you get off of you hitting him. So when you get up close, you know how in most Souls games, to where when you're going against like a big boss or something, it's like, all right, let's get behind him, or let's get on the side of him, or let's get underneath him, and then I could get a few hits in and then like roll out before he gets me. It does not matter what angle you get this man at. It could be his side, you could be like right underneath him, you could be on his opposite side. No matter what angle you get this man at, he is able to get you off of him just by like reaching around or spinning around, or they gave him this stupid move to where he like stands up and freaking shoots out like dust breath or whatever the hell that stupid move is to where you're forced to back off of him. And even when he stops doing that move, he can go right into something else. This boss never stops attacking. Even the hardest of Souls bosses, they have a window of opportunity to where you can like get a few good hits in and then get out and then prepare for their next move. With this guy, I think that's why I'm struggling with him so much, because of how much range he has. The fact that they literally gave this man everything. You can't attack him from really no angle without you getting hit. The damage that he does. And then before you even get him halfway down, he goes into this different phase to where he becomes like an airbender or a water bender or a electric, and he's just doing all this electric stuff and wind stuff and frost stuff, and it's just like, yo, this fight is not even fun. This fight isn't epic. It's not fun. And this has nothing to do, again, with get good. I don't want to see suckers saying, oh, you just gotta get... Bro, it doesn't even feel like... it don't even... I'm not going to have that moment to where I'm like... Yes, I like, you know, that like exhilarating moment you get when like you beat Souls bosses. I'm not gonna feel like that. I just do not enjoy this boss. The way he looks like, the way his moveset is, the things that he does. This is just not a good Souls boss to me. I don't know if that's just me. Y'all could say that I'm complaining, all of you will want to. This is not a good Souls boss, in my opinion, with all the things that I just described. So I've been stuck on him and struggling with him, trying to... And that's the thing, like, I didn't want to go into this DLC and then have to go back to, like, the base game to try to farm and, like, build up my levels so I could go back. Like, people are wanting to see you play the actual new content of this game. So I don't want to go back and farm to raise my level and raise this to try to then take on... Nobody wants to see that, and I don't want to do that. I did start using and again, this isn't just for me, like I wanted to experience all of the new stuff in this DLC. So one of the new DLC weapons you will find in this game, I'm using like those two blades that you can use in your hand at the same time, because at first I was still like using the same weapon that I had in the base game, and I'm like, I don't want to, like, I'm trying to experience, like, this DLC with all of the new stuff that they put in it. And they put in a lot of new stuff. So I wanted to use a new weapon in this junk. And I enjoy using that weapon. And I upgraded it to its max. It's not as strong as, you know, the weapon that I was using in the base game. But I'm trying to use the new weapons because I didn't want to play this DLC with the same weapon that I was using at the end game back in 2022. Sue me. So I'm using the newer weapons, and it's just like, even I had got to this freaking random mini boss. It's the same freaking thing. He freaking does one or two hits, you die. Nothing about, like, I want to be specific. Nothing about these enemies are hard. It's just this DLC is so unforgiving and more unbalanced than I have ever seen in any Souls game. It's like you're a freaking cockroach going against Goliath, and your moves are doing a fraction % of damage versus what they're doing to you. Like, if you want to say that that's difficult or that's challenging, fine, but I just feel like they developed this DLC with you not even having a chance. Like, you are not on the same playing field as these enemies, and especially as these bosses in this game. And I have been hearing people complain about that, and I definitely think that some people are going to be crying for a patch soon. They're going to be crying for, I mean, you have to think about, if they nerfed like some of the bosses in the base game, and those weren't the first bosses, you already know that this is getting a nerf. This entire DLC and what it stands for and what it stands on is getting it is getting a nerf at some point in time. I don't know if they didn't like test this stuff before this junk dropped just to see, like, all right, let's say, like, but you get what I'm saying. Like, even when Souls games are like have a challenge to it, you at least feel like, okay, I'm losing because like I'm not doing this on a time, or I'm not doing this on a time. It doesn't even feel like that in this DLC. This junk just feels like they designed this junk with the intent of you just having to work 100% more hard than whatever you're going against in this junk. And it doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel balanced. That is how this DLC feels right now. It's not to say that this DLC is bad. I'm not trying to take away from the hype that this DLC has and, you know, try to, you know, kill people's fun that they may be having, because people have been loving this DLC because the reviews for this DLC have showed that. I think this is like one of the highest DLCs rated on Metacritic, if not the highest. Like, the junk got amazing scores. But if you are actually sitting down and playing this junk for yourself, you let me know how you feel. I'm not having fun with this junk. This thing don't even feel fair. I might just get back on MIYAZAKI because I enjoy playing that a hell of a lot. Like, it got to that point. It got like, and even with like the gameplay, it's just freaking, you spam roll, attack, roll, attack, roll, attack. Like, I know you can parry in this game, but you have to have like a certain, I don't know if it's like a certain weapon or like something. Like, you can't just parry in Elden Ring. Like, you have to have a certain like something. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, just going from something like MIYAZAKI to where like you have to parry and then you can roll as well or dodge and stuff like that, to this, and it's just like you fighting these freaking enemies that are just way above your freaking league, and you just have to roll, attack, roll. I ended my stream at like 7 something in the morning, and after I got off, I was like, yo, this junk is not fun. And I've never had that experience with any Souls game or any Souls DLC. So I'm gonna stream it later today too. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this junk.